I want to bring in Garrett Haake now, who has also been following these protesters in Washington, D.C. Garrett, you were right there a couple of minutes ago when that order apparently was given to clear out those protesters. Take us through again what happened in those moments. And there's this question. You're past that 7 p.m. curfew now in Washington, D.C. Has that made a difference to these protesters? Are the streets quieter now because of this?
Well, Steve, I think the streets are quieter now because of the mounted police and the tear gas. I want to be super clear about what did and didn't happen right there. Nothing happened on the side that the protesters were in. I was standing with those protesters. I've been with them since 2 o'clock this afternoon. It was by far the most peaceful day of protest that we've had in D.C. since this started on Friday night. Then at probably 6:45, I neglected to look at my watch at the moment, but before the curfew was into effect, we had mounted federal police coming down H Street from east to west, clearing people out of the street. In front of them, they were using flashbangs, tear gas. I lost my regular mask and had to replace it with my gas mask so that we could continue to report as we were pushed down H Street, down 17th Street behind me and off onto Pennsylvania Avenue, all while I was listening to the President of the United States speak in my ear about law and order. I was watching people fall down as they ran. I was watching people get pushed aside by police horses and by National Guardsmen carrying military police shields. I was about 150 to 200 yards from the front gate of the White House when that was happening. That's what I experienced. That's what the tape shows. That's what history is going to show for tonight. And I'm a little shook by the whole thing, to be completely honest with you. It was absolutely extraordinary thing to see and experience with the White House in my peripheral vision.
For the sake of understanding this at home, though, what I'm curious about, we saw from Craig a minute ago, protesters were continuing to march through the streets where he is. It's empty where you are. Did you get a sense, do you have a sense at all, the protesters who were with you, did they continue to demonstrate elsewhere? Did you get a sense they were dispersing and going home? What was to become of that group?
As best I can tell, it was completely scattered. We, as part of our kind of protocol, the way we keep safe, when police are coming towards us and protesters are on the other side of us, we try to take a side street. We do not want to be in between them. So we turned off on a side street. I'm looking past my photographer down the next couple of blocks on Pennsylvania Avenue. All I see are police lights, not protesters. Some of the protesters who used the same hurried manner of exit that I did came down 17th Street here and were pursued even further by federal police officers in that direction. I'm not sure what became of them. I'm west of the White House. I didn't have eyes on Craig while this was happening or when he was on the air. I think he's to the east, basically knowing the direction that he had been coming from. So it's possible that when the mounted police came west to east, anybody who was kind of behind where they started or could easily go north and east kind of went out that way and might have continued. But the entire apparatus was aimed at clearing people east to west out this direction. And I can confirm from where I'm standing right now, we are very much cleared.
And just one final question, Garrett. We mentioned the Attorney General, William Barr, was where you were, right in front of those protesters, right before all that you're describing happened. Mm-hmm. Did you get any sense? Did he say anything? Did he have any interaction with anybody there? Did you get any sense what his role was there on the scene?
It looked like a military parade review from where I was. You know, over the course of the last hour, we saw the normal Park Police and Secret Service who would patrol Lafayette Park, supplemented by National Guard, and then by, I believe, active duty United States military, just based on the uniforms and guidance from Courtney Kuby and some of our other folks who understand the finer distinctions of uniforms and so much better than I do. As they were deploying and forming up in lines, the Attorney General came out with Mark Short, who I believe is now the Vice President's Chief of Staff. He's had a number of roles in this administration. And they went up and down the lines. As best I could see from where I was, they were perhaps talking to some of the National Guardsmen, talking to some of the commanders. They made no effort to engage with the protesters, who made a very colorful effort to engage with him and express their disapproval for how he's been handling the present crisis, but from a distance. I don't think he came within 50 or 60 yards of the protest line.
All right, Garrett Haake, not too far from the White House there in Washington, D.C. Garrett, thank you for that. Really appreciate you joining us and providing an update there. Really appreciate that. Let's go north.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.